Lebanon ceasefire possibly unravel.
Syria death toll surpasses 500 as government forces intensify strikes.
Vietnam will become an e-commerce powerhouse in Southeast Asia.
You're watching today's news on NTV. My name is Nguyễn Thương and I will be your guide through today's latest update. As analysts has feared, the ceasefire that came into effect in Lebanon in the middle of last week is facing the risk of a serious collapse as the Israeli military continue to launch intense airstrikes on Lebanon.
A statement from the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, indicated that the Israeli Air Force had carried out multiple airstrikes on Lebanon, targeting members, missile launchers, and facilities of the Hezbollah movement in various areas across the country. The latest strike took place on the evening of December 2nd, targeting dozens of missile launchers, military gathering points, and Hezbollah facilities. Earlier, Hezbollah announced that it had fired 2 mortar shells at Israeli military positions in response to repeated Israeli Air Force violations of the ceasefire. Many regional analysts are concerned that if the ceasefire agreement is broken, the chances of reaching a new ceasefire deal will be highly challenging. The reason is that the U.S. administration is focused on the transition of power between outgoing President Joe Biden and incoming President Donald Trump, while regional countries are also concentrating their efforts on preventing the escalation of conflict in Syria.
On December 2nd, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights (SOHR) reported that since the rebel launched a major attack, the death toll from the recent clashes in northern Syria has risen to 514 people, including 92 civilians.
In this context, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has sounded the alarm over the escalating violence in Syria, calling for an immediate end to the fighting. According to diplomatic sources, the UN Security Council held an emergency meeting on the situation in Syria today, December 3rd, at the request of the Syrian government. The attack marks the first time opposition forces have seized territory in Aleppo since 2016. The rebel fighters claim they are seeking to liberate occupied land and respond to intensified airstrikes by government forces and Iran-backed militia groups. Analysts point out that the rebels may be trying to take advantage of the Syrian government's weakening position, as key allies of Assad's regime are preoccupied with other ongoing conflicts.
According to a report by the market research group IMARC, Vietnam has the potential to become an e-commerce powerhouse in Southeast Asia.
Accordingly, Vietnam possesses many factors that attract global attention thanks to elements like a young and tech-savvy population, favorable government policies, increased foreign direct investment, and an economy focused heavily on exports. Additionally, Vietnam offers a favorable investment environment with numerous reforms, such as relaxing foreign investment regulations, tax incentives, reduced tax rates, flexible labor policies, and improved labor relations. Notably, Vietnam is a regional trade hub, participating in free trade agreements like the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP, and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP.
Coming up next are some updated news.
Regarding the arrangement of administrative units at the district and commune levels in Nghệ province for the 2023 to 2025 period, the People's Committee of Nghệ has set the deadline for announcing the establishment of new district and commune administrative units before December 25. Accordingly, the Provincial People's Committee has instructed that the merger process should not disrupt the daily life and activities of the people or the production and business operations of units and enterprises. Relevant localities and units are required to develop plans and implement the process without charging fees for issuing new documents for residents.
Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen Bin has directed ministries, sectors, and localities to proactively develop plans to prevent smuggling, trade fraud, and the illegal transportation of goods from border areas into the interior during this year's Lunar New Year period. At the same time, the Deputy Prime Minister has asked relevant units to promptly update new methods and tactics used in smuggling, illegal transportation of goods, trade fraud, and counterfeit products. Additionally, efforts should be strengthened to inspect and control the market, particularly at wholesale markets, shopping centers, agents, and e-commerce platforms, such as Facebook, Zalo, and TikTok.
The military cinema of the Vietnam People's Army organized a film week to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the establishment of the Vietnam People's Army and the 35th anniversary of the National Defense Day. The selected films focused on themes related to the armed forces, revolutionary wars, and aimed to encourage and motivate military personnel and the public to uphold traditions, foster a spirit of dedication, and contribute to building and defending the socialist Vietnam in the new context. The organizing committee hopes that the Film Week will help raise awareness and responsibility among all levels, sectors, and the public, especially the younger generation, to promote patriotism, independence, self-reliance, and the will to fight and win.
Very few young people today decide to stay with a company, business, or organization for the long term right after graduation. Whether due to objective or subjective reason, the situation of job jumping is having a significant impact on both business and workers themselves.
Job hopping among young people arises due to various reasons such as an unsuitable work environment, misalignment with individual skills, personal desires, or differences in personality, inadequate income, or personal career development goals. To mitigate the impact on their lives, many young people opt to prepare plans during periods of temporary unemployment.
After graduation, I applied to several companies in Ho Chi Minh City. However, I was shocked by the office culture. The work environment had a lot of toxicity, and I felt I wasn't a good fit. I've also switched jobs a few times. When I left a job, I had already made plans, arranged my finances, and spent time to learn new skills and improve myself.
According to recent statistics from some job sites, up to 85% of workers expressed a desire to switch jobs in the first half of the year, with the age group 18 to 24, known as Gens, making up more than 96% of that percentage. For businesses, this trend has a significant impact on recruitment and organizational activities.
The cost of hiring a new employee until they are fully trained and capable is already high, and if they leave again, it's a major concern and a waste of resources.
As young workers are considered dynamic and quick to embrace modern trends and working methods, they remain a top priority for recruiters. As a result, most businesses are gradually adapting by reshaping their work environments, management styles, and company cultures to better align with the expectations of the new generation of workers.
That is the end of today's news. Thanks for your watching and see you next time.